Do you see the floods in Vegas? What the fuck, man? That shit like apocalyptical, man. Like, what's the name? Ori's, right?
No, he doesn't live out there. It's my other friend. He's the one who reserved our golf reservation for Saturday morning. Because we would pay $200 because we're not from. Well, we don't live in Nevada, but if he books it, it's only $60.
Nice.
So it's a nice course. Yeah.
From 200.
Yeah, because residents get a better rate. So it was like 65, I think.
Yes.
Better than 200. Fuck.
Yeah.
And are you guys going to the same course Saturday and Sunday or what?
On Sunday, I just found one on Prim Valley, so it's on the way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Didn't there used to be one over at remember that old? I forget what it's called. Was it called Desert Inn? Do you remember that? It's an old. You used to live in Vegas, right?
Yeah, but not for too long. I was there maybe like.
I think Desert Inn was the one with the golf course. Here, let me Google that. It's the same hotel.
Wynn's got a nice ass golf course.
Wynn?
Oh yeah, that's where they hold
the Wynn.
Oh, I think it's the Wynn. Yeah. What did the Wynn used to be? The Wynn used to be Desert Inn. Let me see.
Did it? I don't know.
Do you remember the hotel over in the movie? What's that movie with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker?
Oh, Rush Hour 2? The Red Dragon?
Yeah, Red Dragon. Yeah, Desert Inn, bro. You don't remember Desert Inn?
I think so.
I think it's the one now, yeah. Have you golfed over there? That one's probably fucking dope as shit.
The Wynn's like $5, man.
Yeah, PGA, they do a lot of things at that Wynn golf course.
Is it a legit course? I figured it'd be like a smaller.
Yeah,
course.
I mean for $500, I hope it's a legit course.
I seen it from the tram. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah, and then you got that. You have to have a caddy, so that's another fee. So it's like fuck.
Okay, damn.
Hey, while we're in Vegas, are you down to try out that fucking boring company tunnel with the Teslas?
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm gonna pay in Doge just to support the community. Because you could pay in Doge there.
So what's that? What's that like? Like what happened? You just.
So you go to Resorts
I heard people
World?
getting stuck in there, dude.
Fuck. I get me stuck. I'll sue. They got a lot of money.
They got the money. They can fight the case.
Yeah. No, but so you start at Resorts World and it takes you to the other side of the strip. It's pretty cool.
Underground?
It's just a tunnel underground can only Teslas drive through that or anybody?
Yeah, so when you go down there, you can't drive your car down there. It's all Tesla. So self-driving cars will take you through the tunnel all the way to the other end of the strip.
Okay, that's pretty pimping.
And where is it at? At Resort World?
At Resorts World, yeah.
Yeah, because Resort World's at the very end. When will we do that? We should do that. What is that? That's open all day and all night, right?
I'll do that tomorrow night after golf.
Yeah, we could do that then. Because kind of left it open, you know what I mean?
Let's go get some White Castle.
Okay.
I'll probably munch out after
You guys try to do buffets on Saturday? Let's go do a buffet or something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Snoring.
Gotta get kind of right for the pool party. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I gotta.
And then we can eat whatever.
Just drink water all day. Just fast.
Hey, do they do shit to you when you? Because I've never done like pool parties and shit. Because I always hear people how they have to sneak their fucking vape pen in. You check for that shit?
I think they do. I
think I picked up a pen. God damn it!
I think I've seen people get kicked out and not just taken away, but they get kicked out too. So that would be a buzz.
Damn.
But I don't know. We could call and ask.
Hmm.
What kind of pin?
Hey,
Hey, just wondering, hypothetically, can you?
I'm not gonna do it, but my friend might.
Just got a question.
Yeah,
Has
just
nothing.
wondering.
It has nothing to do with anything.
And what would happen if I were caught?
You pass him and the vape drops like a few steps
well,
after him.
yeah, man. They got security watching, or they just. I'll definitely pregame something before I walk in there.
So in Topgolf, is it do they have like all types of clubs, or is it just drivers, or is it just irons, or what's it like?
Well, they got all
They
sorts
got
of-
everything. Yeah.
You guys been to this one,
And they
right?
got a pool on the top floor.
Oh,
What's
for
the
real?
golf course got a pool for?
Yeah, they got a pool, so if you got shorts, you can go dive into the pool while everyone's
Yeah.
fucking playing. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, that's perfect because I was gonna wear shorts.
There you go.
Hell yeah. So that's like a lot in the time that you pay for. You could hit up that pool.
Yep.
Okay, for sure.
Top golf's got it going on.
Is the food good or what?
It's whatever.
Like, yeah,
It's better when you're drinking.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah,
you,
they
you said
got,
they have all the clubs. You have the drivers.
Yeah,
And
so pretty much pretty much all you'll need for that place anyways. You don't need to have everything. Like they have a selected few of clubs.
yeah.
and
It's really all you need to play there.
what's it like? Because I've seen pictures and it looks like there's like a targeting system with points.
All right, so the cool part is there's like long drive contests. So you just have your friends and you guys just use a driver and fucking see who has the longest drive out of everyone for points. There's also targets, so you have to hit those specific targets to get points. You get what I mean? And then yeah, that's pretty much it. And then there's like a chipping challenge where you take like a wedge or something and you try to chip it to whatever lights up, I think. And then there's Angry Birds, depending on what you hit, like knocks the birds or whatever. It's cool. Like there's a bunch of different modes, but I really just like playing for points just to do that because you're paying by the hour, so you might as well get your swings in.
Yeah.
So it's like bowling but golf. Sounds
Yeah. So it's pretty fun. It's a good time definitely, and when there's definitely drinks and all that, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of VIP stuff. Did you get like a table or like a VIP thing going on, or you just reserve tables?
I think we just got a bay. I think a
Okay.
bay or two. I think we just got one.
Oh yeah, then they might not let all of us on one. That's why.
I think max is like.
6.
Well, I think we got two. I don't know. I'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
We
best
can all just switch.
driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all good. If you guys come late, then just swap out. Half of us will be in the
Sure.
pool, and then you guys get in the fucking.
Swim in the pool at the driving range. Should be fun.
So, how long have you guys? How long have you guys been golfing?
Since the beginning of COVID, or about like late 2020, just like pretty deep into COVID, pretty deep into the lockdowns.
And
Luckily, these driving ranges were like the only things that were open.
right. I think a lot of people got into golf because that was the case.
Yeah, that's the big golf boom. Yeah,
There wasn't a lot of shit to do. But I mean, I wouldn't say I've been playing for a while because I used to just hit the fucking range with Danny before and fuck around, you know?
Yeah.
Like we would just go like even before COVID, like we would always just get clubs and say fuck it, let's go and have the most nastiest swings ever and be like impressed by a little ball flight. But yeah, like Andrew, I didn't take it seriously until COVID because I hit up my friend Roman and I was like, hey, the range is open, teach me how to golf. And so that's how it all started from there. Roman kind of got me into it and showing me how to properly swing a club. And then I remember I hit up Andrew and Danny and Roman and said, let's go play. And it started from there. From our first round, we're still here.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go even farther back, like when I was in 1st or 2nd grade, my dad would take me to my dad still golfs. He used to take me to the driving range back in like 94 to like 96, but I didn't take it seriously. I thought my PlayStation was more fun, so here I am now. I wish I went to the range more.
Did you know how to swing at a young age then?
I mean, he taught me the usual, keep your left arm straight or whatever, and the basic motions, but to this very day, I'm still slicing and hooking from time to time. I've gotten progressively. My swing has evolved. Just one nice move at a time. I'd say I'm better than I was a year or two ago, but I still got a long way to go.
Andrew been swinging since 1st grade, man.
And there was like a 20-year gap, but yeah.
No, honestly, when I go to the range and I'm like trying to observe and watch people to imitate and emulate, I look at the old people and I look at the kids who don't really have like the coordination or anything. It's just simple, you know what I mean? They're just
yeah, you know where's the worst place to watch people? Is
islands.
Because a bunch of motherfuckers who go there because it went trending, and all these motherfuckers suck, and they share one club.
Yeah, man. It's not just bad to like look for people to copy. It's also pretty dangerous, man. Like these people are baseball swinging, and they're not really taking into consideration that there are people around them. So.
Yeah, dude. I was there with my friend Roman like probably a couple months ago, but this idiot was trying to swing super hard and he swung it and the ball went like past my face. I looked down, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. And they'll fight you, bro. It's not like a
no, those dudes got scared, like they like, oh shit, and they moved away. I was like, you motherfuckers. I was like, don't start shit with a man with his clubs. I'll smash your face in.
I got all my irons.
Yeah, you got a rental.
But I feel like every 9 or 10, 8 to 10, there's a good person. I've seen some good people out there in islands, though.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I'd say it's like the local basketball court. You know, you see like people just jacking up fucking some bricks. And you see some good people every now and then, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But because I'm kind of confused, because I'm kind of new to it too, you know what I mean? So I know the drivers to, shoot it far.
Yeah.
The different types of iron, I know they're based on angles, right? So can you guys explain that?
The higher number, the higher up it goes in the air and less distance, basically.
So the higher the number, the more the angle in, right?
Yeah. So obviously your driving iron, your long irons would be a 4 and a 5. So those would be like, say you're on a par 3, 200 yards, you would
be like this, right?
With a so yeah, let's say like you're on a par 3, it's 200 yards or something. It would be like a 4 iron.
What's
5 iron, depending. But it also depends because everyone's yardages with their irons are different. So you have to know what you're able to strike with that typical like that specific iron. Because with a 4 iron, I can go 200. 5 iron, maybe like 170, 190. Or something like that. I'm not very consistent with my 5 iron for some reason. 4 iron, not really, because the 4 and the 5 are actually one of the hardest irons to hit with.
I keep digging too deep ground with 4s and 5s.
Yeah, so 7, 8, and 9. Those are pretty much good starter irons, I would say, for you to start trying to learn with, because with a 7, you can hit pretty far if you hit that right. Like you could hit that shit 160, 170, depending like how good your swing is.
Is that because the angle of it is perfect enough to where it's a little slanted to give you some lift and a little straight?
Yeah, so pretty much that's like it's the most popular iron. I guess you would say like it's the most I guess someone told me it's the most essential iron because it, depending on how you swing it, it can cover a lot of ground for you
Huh.
while also helping with short game and stuff like that. But obviously, when you golf, the challenge is you're constantly learning, and that's why that's why I like it so much is because you could think you have a good day, and then you find out you're doing something wrong, and you're like, what the fuck? I could have done better than that, and so you chase that. And what sucks is, say you're having a dog shit day on the course all day, and for some reason on the 18th hole you smash that shit so hard that you fucking get a birdie. You live off that high until you play next time because you're chasing that feeling. You're chasing it again. You're like, fuck, I want to do that again. I want to do that again.
Yeah.
That's what's addicting about playing on the course. Like, the range is cool, but once you play on the course, it's different.
What's the best course you guys have played on?
Oh man.
Man, you know what's funny? Like, Roman, our homie Roman, you know him. He's been playing golf for the longest time. And he told us straight up, he's like, "Damn, you guys spoiled yourself with all the good courses already."
Oh yeah.
Because all Andrew and I did was fucking, hey, let's go get one with a good view. So we'll book
I'm
it
like,
and
man, what am I doing?
$100, $150, and we're like playing absolute dog shit. But we're like, it's a nice view.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for these views.
Yeah, man. But as we start, I mean, Palm Springs, I guess I would say had a lot of great courses.
Yeah.
I think it's hard for me to pick a favorite, but I would pick by experience. And by far, Andrew, you already know where I'm going with this. On
Yeah.
Andrew's birthday, we played at a tournament course high on shrooms.
I feel like that makes you better. Like when I went and golf with you guys, I was on
It
mushrooms.
made
And I
Roman
felt
better.
like,
He figured out his
yeah.
swing.
Oh, out of nowhere, like Roman was just when he like finally got the high to subside, all of a sudden this guy was smacking the shit out of that ball. We're like, what the fuck? And he's like, I found something in my swing. I was like, I didn't find shit. I was talking to the grass.
Everything was like, what did you find?
How much do you guys take?
I found God.
How much did you guys take?
We all took fucking 4 grams each.
4 grams each. Get out, bro. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't do
No,
that.
and then we were weighing it, and I was like, you know what? This is a micro dose.
It's not a mic. That's like almost
And
the
then
heroic dose. The heroic
All
dose, I
right,
think, is
Andrew,
5
tell him the
grams.
story at the first hole.
Oh, okay. Well, at the first
The
hole,
first hole story.
oh my god, when it kicked, it started. Yeah, we got to the course, we did some, and then it just started kicking in on that first hole, man. And then I could just feel it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's happening. And then when usually at that first hole, you got the guy who what is
The starter.
the starter, the groundskeeper, the marshal or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the guy who lets you swing for. He's watching me, and I like missed my drive twice in a row. I missed the ball twice in a row. Just all this shame, and I finally hit, but I'm like, oh god.
He tripped me
So
out,
what
too.
was crazy? We took the shrooms in the parking lot 30 minutes before our tea time, and I was like, you know what, it's probably gonna take like an hour or two for it to kick in, so we're enjoying it. We paid for our tea time. We go in, and I'm ordering a White Russian. Remember, Angel was like, here, Andrew, a White Russian, because it's 6:30 a.m. We were like, fuck it, let's drink already, White Russian. And next thing you know, I'm drinking it. I remember getting in the cart. I was like, dude, this shit's starting to. Is this the White Russian or is it the truth? And then I remember pulling up to the first hole, and then Roman looks at me. He's like, dude,
It's happening.
those shrooms are kicking in. I was like, what? And I remember everyone swinging, and I keep looking back, and the starter's watching us because we're the first up to play all in the whole day. And he's watching us, and I'm paranoid, like, please don't watch me. And so I go up, I look back, and I said, fuck it, here goes nothing. I swing it, and that shit went right. Like, just it didn't even attempt to go straight, just went right all the way. I didn't even look at him. I was like, just get the fuck out of here.
You didn't even look.
Yeah.
He did
I was like,
this.
let's get the fuck out of
He did
here.
this.
I would have loved to slice instead of miss twice.
And then I remember just driving to the next hole, and Roman's like, holy shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I remember just dropping my ball on a random spot. I looked down, and the grass was just sinking. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I'm just tripping balls, and then like the sky was turning purple, and I remember just saying, oh my god, I fucked everyone up today. Because I was weighing it out for everyone. I was like, we're all going to take 4 grams. And then I look up. I remember the funniest thing. I look up, and everyone's in a random spot on the golf course, just looking aimlessly all over the place, and everyone's high as fuck. And then Danny walks up to me. He's like, dude, the mountain is smiling. I was like, we both look at the mountain, and we're like, oh shit, it is smiling. It looked like Ditto, the Pokemon.
Yeah, like this.
That's what it started to look like. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on? But as time went on, like we were starting to like get the hang of it, and we were just playing on it, and I was like, dude, I'm having such a great time.
Yeah, dude. It felt like a cartoon. Is the best way I could describe.
Dude,
that.
and then I caught Andrew zoning out, and I checked on him. I was like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I'm starting to think about bad stuff." I was like, "Andrew, I love you. Okay, I love you." He's like, "I feel better."
I feel a little better.
But yeah, no, but that was actually the only first round of the day because we had a second round. Remember, Andrew?
Oh yeah.
We played
holes.
36 fucking holes in Palm Springs, and that's how you do it in Palm Springs.
There
A
was
whole
one.
bunch of great courses in Palm Springs, man.
Yeah, you don't drive 2 hours to Palm Springs, play one course, and go home. No, you get there at 6, play a course, go eat lunch, then you go play an afternoon course.
There was one time I took mushrooms, and I think it was the first time I took an eighth. I was with some friends, and they were sitting in the front seat, and I was sitting in the back, like in the middle. You know what I mean? And I was kind of in my own zone, and then they were in their own zone. I was tripping out and shit. And so I like reached out to them. I was like, "Hey, you guys fucking tripping?" And I looked at them, and their faces, like their back of the head, just covered their whole face, dude. And I couldn't see their faces
Holy
and shit.
Good God.
That's tripping, dude.
That's trippy. Now, what happened to me once, I think, yeah, dude, like I came home after doing some, and then I just kept seeing things in the garage. I just kept seeing faces where there weren't faces. Like there was a picture of a bunch of plants, and like I just kept getting scared by random things that I thought were faces inside the garage, and like the room was dark. Everything kept wiggling.
I had a funny trip when I was watching the season finale or the final episode of WandaVision.
Oh no.
And I remember I just took like 3 grams. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this and see what happens. Because the shrooms I had at the time, they were pretty weak. Yeah. So I noticed I would have to take more than I usually do. So I would take 3 grams on that, and then I remember just sitting there, I was like, all right, cool, microdose. And then, dude, for some reason, I don't know why, but I felt so connected with the episode and shit. I actually felt bad for Wanda because she had to say goodbye to everyone at the end. I was like, oh man, that sucks. And I remember just closing that. I was like, why am I so emotional about this?
I'm sorry, Wanda.
I'm sorry, Wanda. I'm sorry that happened to your family.
I would have been pissed because that season finale sucked.
I watched it again off the shrooms, and yeah, it was an okay final episode. But when I was on it, I was just so into it. I was like, oh, it's fucking Vision and the other Vision. They're going at it.
Oh yeah, they go at it, huh? I saw fucking.
I request elaboration. I was like, oh shit.
I saw Lion King in 4DX, fucking on mushrooms.
Oh shit.
At the Spectrum, dude. Fucking the scene, the "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" with Simba and Nala going around.
I felt love,
dude. When they were running around the flowers, like you could smell flowers. like this, like something in front of the chairs would spray like some kind of aroma, so you smell like what
Ooh.
you're supposed to. Have you guys seen a movie in 4DX?
No, I have not. I can't believe they're doing odors now. That's pretty, or whatever, senses.
So the
smells.
fucking the chairs move, which is overkill sometimes. Because when I watched Spider-Man, I almost got whiplash because they were, Spider-Man had a lot of like webs.
Yeah.
So the chairs would just be fucking be falling in Spider-Man
Man,
web,
that
and you
sounds
just go
nauseating. I don't know if I
crazy and
want to
shit.
do that.
But on some movies they're pretty cool. But they would have fog machines, the lightning, they had strobe lights for lightning. It's a crazy experience. But I was on mushrooms and I was watching Lion King. And in the beginning of the movies, like after the trailers, they kind of showcase the capabilities of the audio system and the visual system with like a crazy trailer that's made by the theater.
Yeah.
So they were showcasing 4DX's capabilities, dude. I was so wowed. I like stood up and started clapping. And then the janitor over in the back was just like, he was just kind of watching because he was trying to watch Lion King. And it was just
Like,
me and my cousin.
yeah.
Yeah, and the guy's like, it's pretty tight, huh?
Damn, I gotta try that 4D stuff, man.
But since you guys do mushrooms, what would you guys say? Because mushrooms are supposed to teach you something. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people do mushrooms, like at raves and parties, just to like trip. But I mean, it's like a sacred healing herb, or not even an herb because it's fungi, but like it's a sacred sacrament, I would say, right? For like self realization or like some kind of enlightenment type of tool.
Yeah.
What kind of things, kind of gifts would you guys say you've gotten, or did you guys I wonder that for those people that take it at raves and stuff just to trip out. I mean, not saying that they don't do it for self realization, but I wonder if you don't do it for the purpose to learn something, if you still get something out of it. You know what I mean?
I remember 3 like major epiphanies when I did it. The first time I did it, the first thing I learned or whatever, or the first thing that like the first major thought that I had pondered was like, what? The first thing I learned was thrive. That's that was that first thing that it taught me. That was like that's the most I could describe out of that first time I did it was the word thrive. Just exist. Just live. That was the only thing I got out of that experience. The second time I had a bunch. That experience, it made me question. I think what the shrooms were telling me, or were getting me to be curious about, was it was like, who runs this? Who runs the system, or like who is God? Who is behind this universe? That was what I left with after that second time I did shrooms. And the third time, when I went golfing with Jermaine, during that whole golf course incident, the lesson I got out of that was, don't be a pussy. And that was that's what I left. That was like that was the lesson of the day was, don't be a pussy. Just those were the 3 major things that came to me from doing shrooms.
And he hasn't been a pussy since. He's been swinging the shit out of that thing. It's just no regrets anymore. Just full send every swing.
Would you say that advice was random, or would you say it was like an epiphany that you were trying to figure it out and you finally found it? You know what I mean? Like don't be a pussy. Is that just in golf, or is that like a deeper?
I think that was just in life. That's a good question. If I think that was random, or if I do think. Well, I think that third epiphany was definitely something it was definitely a lesson worth learning. The first two were kind of just like, I don't know if it's, when you do weed and you just think thoughts you've never thought before, or you're more amazed by certain thoughts than other ones. But the first two thoughts, what is it? Who runs this? Who runs life? Or thrive? Yeah, those are like second and third place epiphanies to don't be a pussy, which I think is, is a great lesson for myself. I've been traumatized by a lot of things. So, you know me, I take a very cautious approach to life. I'm always afraid of the worst case scenario. I'm quite pessimistic. So, for the shrooms to tell me that, I don't think that was random, but I think that was, I mean, I think it was a very important lesson for me to acknowledge, for me to understand, or for me to keep trying to teach myself. I still struggle with those things today, but at least I realize it. I realize it enough that it was important enough for me, or at least for the shrooms, to wake up that thought in my thought process.
I think that was more like your subconscious coming in, and you're kind of actually listening to your subconscious for a second.
Yeah, do you think that was an ego death that I had? I keep hearing about that.
Oh,
Not necessarily. Ego death is you got to be like 10 grams or more.
it was just 5 grams actually. So you guys, if you guys really did take 4 grams, you guys got pretty fucking close to like the heroic dose that Terrence McKenna.
What would
coined.
you say? How would you describe an ego death?
Ego death is, I feel like you get so overwhelmed with all the stress as an individual that there's no other way. Like you just implode. You know what I mean? Like you implode mentally until you just kind of let go. So I think ego death is just actually just letting go to just the natural cause of things. You know what I mean? If you have to struggle, then let go and just kind of ride that part of the ride. You know what I mean? Stop trying to hold on to it and take control. Because ego death can be something. Ego death is different. Is something different to different people, and people's egos are different sizes and different strengths. You know what I mean? So I think it's just the fact, because it's called death because you're struggling to hold on to it so much, and it hurts because of the friction. You know what I mean? But if you let go, then like people die. You know what I mean? That's like the natural cause of things, but it doesn't need to be the end. Like things just kind of keep going.
Interesting.
But the thing is, did you take the mushrooms? Yeah, that's when you guys went golfing, right?
Yeah.
Did you take the mushrooms to, like, what was? It's all about set and setting. But did you have like were you thinking about taking the mushrooms to just golf, like just to trip out and like I'm gonna trip out with the homies and golf, or were you like I'm gonna take this mushrooms to try to figure stuff out? Like, what was your why going into it?
Yeah, I was like, I took it because, just like, let's see what happens when I do this during golf. that was my mentality behind it.
My whole mentality was like, hey, you know what? I want to do this. We're gonna be out on a nice course. I wanna see this in a different perspective, like the course, and I really just wanted to feel the vibes and enjoying something that I'm doing with my friends. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's take this shrooms and see what happens to us. And it started off rocky and scary. I'm not gonna lie. And then as soon as it started settling in and we got control of it, I'm not gonna lie. It was a blast, man. And I would do it again. At least now I know what happens in the beginning. I think I'd be more prepared. But my whole objective there was just to feel a different vibe while playing golf with my friends and just sharing it with my friends that only we know because we all did it together, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
What did you get out of it? What was your experience
for me?
Yeah.
Well, for me, when I was playing, I was more trying to get out of my head because I have a thing where I kind of live in my head a lot. You get what I mean? And that kind of fucks with me a lot. So I'll be sitting there, and I was kind of like when Roman was driving a cart. I remember he would ask me, "Are you okay?" Because I was sitting there just in my head, and I keep telling myself, "Get out of your head, get out of your head, like stop overthinking it, move on, and do what you need to do." So as soon as I got control of that, it felt like, I wouldn't say it's voices because it's not what it is, but I feel like it's my thoughts kind of coming in. Like I felt like they were silenced, and I felt for the long, like throughout that whole course, like my mind was at peace, and I was able to just think for myself and things like that. I don't know if that makes any sense, but just all those things that I constantly think about every day was gone. It like melted away for the day actually, and I remember just feeling so relaxed and saying, "Wow, I cleared my head." And for me, I guess what I got out of that was just trying to remind myself every day to get out of your head when you're thinking of things that you shouldn't be thinking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm asking because, like I said, like you guys just took it to trip out with the homies. You know what I mean? And there was one
Yeah.
time where when I got some mushrooms and the guy I picked it up from, he threw me some extra ones. You know what I mean? So what I had in the pre-package was what I ordered, and he threw some extra ones on top, and I just took the whatever on top and I ate it. But that shit ended up being like an eighth to 4 grams. You know what I mean? So it's pretty high dose, and I just took it to kind of chill. But fuck, dude, I was fucking tripping. And for me, like the voices in my head kind of, because I closed my eyes, you know what I mean? And so I was like seeing things in my head instead of looking around and shit, because it was too crazy. Like things were moving too wavy. And then the voices in my head kind of personified as like tall, kind of like general caricatures, you know what I mean? Like drill sergeants, and they were just kind of circling me, like yelling orders. I feel like that was the voices in my head. You know what I mean? Like,
Interesting.
like,
What would you say was your most like enlightening thing that you've had? Because to be honest, as far as I've known Jarrell, this guy's been doing it way before I even would even pick it up.
so
So I know you had a lot of experiences. So like what would you say that stood out up until this day, saying like, fuck, I learned a lot from that.
you know what's funny? The things that Andrew gone through, like I totally understand because when you say thrive, like sometimes it's just as simple as one word to bring back the whole experience. That's like for me, and the second time you said you started thinking who's in charge and stuff. You know what I mean? I think I started thinking that the first time I did mushrooms in high school. Like I never cared about politics or the government, but after I did that, that's kind of when I started going down the rabbit hole and started getting into conspiracy theories. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then doing it again, I got the second time I did it, I got deeper into conspiracy theories, and I started thinking, hey, maybe the Matrix is kind of like real. You know what I mean?
Shit, it might be, man.
Things are programmed, and maybe that kind of connects with like conspiracy theories and why things are going the way it's going. But I would say that just kind of opened my mind into like different things. It could have made me even more paranoid, you know what I mean? Because conspiracy theories kind of is almost a blanket for some paranoia. Some people are paranoid, you know. But I would say personally, it would be the drill sergeant thing because I learned to just like I don't need to listen to them, you know what I mean? And that's just like meditation, like the voices in your head and the thoughts in your head, they're not yours. So you could just kind of watch them go by, or you could change the channel. You know what I mean? Some people, they're just, well, I do too. You're just so focused and everything, and you find a thought, and you think that that thought came from you, when really it's just kind of like a thought cloud passing. And I feel like I do kind of fish and corral those thoughts because I feel like those drill sergeant voices push me, you know what I mean, to achieve some goals and to get through some tough times. Like it's kind of like turbo mode or whatever. I think it's kind of just keeping a healthy balance of when I need to listen to like this kind of music, you know, like workout music, then I listen to workout music. If I need to chill, I need to start listening to chill music because I can't listen to workout go hard music when I'm chilling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started becoming really conscious about the music I listened to. So I started listening to like jazz and like bossa nova, classical music when I'm chilling. And honestly, like I don't really even listen to rap that much anymore. It kind of turns me off. You know what I mean? And I never thought I would get there. I don't know if mushrooms led me to that or just being maturing led me to that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of things, man. I would say, would you guys say would you guys be if there were two versions of you guys in parallel lifelines or lifetimes or timelines? You think the mushroom you opposed to the non-mushroom you is more aware, like is on a higher, like no, not saying to compare the two, but more intellect, like who has the edge? Who would you say has the edge?
I personally like mushroom me. I'm glad that I went through those experiences. My only problem is when I take mushrooms, I just fart all over the place, man. I don't know what to do.
Dude.
That's my only beef with mushrooms. If I can figure out how to not be like nauseous and gassy after doing shrooms, I'd probably do them more. But yeah.
Have you guys thrown up from mushrooms?
Nah, I haven't. It's just I remember I took it at Disneyland and that was fun. I remember when it started kicking in. We were on Splash Mountain, and you guys been on Splash Mountain?
Yeah.
They got all the old school like animatronics in there, and they look so. But I remember like as soon as I got in, and I remember in my head before getting on that ride, I was saying, "Oh, they're trying to update it because there's a lot of racial epithets, whatever, in that ride, right?" And so I was like, I was trying to look out for it, and I guess when it started kicking in, I started seeing how fucking dark all of that shit really was. You know what I mean? I was like, "Wow, this is dark." Like,
Damn,
this is like there's a bunch of shit going on in there, and I couldn't help but feel creeped out in there. I was like, wow, this is a kid's ride. And you kind of see like the darkness in there, and they kind of like they just washed it out with colors and all that, but you're not watching what's going on, and you're like, whoa.
Oh, I took it when I went to Universal Studios, and when I took it, the first ride we went to was that Simpsons ride that took the Back to the Future spot.
Oh wow!
You know how it's like one of those, the Back to the Future ride.
Yeah.
So you guys remember the Simpsons ride?
I haven't been on that.
Dude, you go to hell, right?
It's almost the same.
You go to hell, then you come back. That set off my fucking trip at Universal Studios. So from there, I was like, damn, there's some fucking say in this shit. You know what I mean? And then I was like, damn, I'm in a Universal Studio. This is Hollywood. You know what I mean? And I was like seeing how everything's fake and like how they use kind of special effects music because they blasted music and like a bunch of kind of things to distract you and people just eat it up, And I started singing. I was like, damn, this is fucking crazy. And then I went on the Mummies ride or the Mummies Curse. Have you been to that one?
Yeah, it's short.
Hey, but you know how you go, it is short, but you go into a tunnel and then you see the mummy and he curses you in like fucking Egyptian or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I felt like he cursed me in Egyptian. Like it might be just an Egyptian curse, like for Hollywood, but that shit might be real, you know what I mean?
You know what I feel would be a magical thing to ride on mushrooms at Universal would be the ET ride if they still had it.
That would be cool.
That ride was the shit. And I remember every time going there, that was a ride I was looking forward to going on.
Bro, Jurassic Park wasn't bad on mushrooms either.
Oh, I'm sure. But just ET, I remember as a kid you were riding, I was like, whoa, I'm in a bike and I'm flying.
Yeah.
And you see all these animatronics, the cars pulling up on you. And what's cool was I went to Disney World a couple years ago, and we took a day to go to Universal Studios Hollywood. You know how hyped I was to see that the ET ride was there? I went on that shit, and all the kids were like, That ride sucked. I was like, what do you mean it sucked?
Shut up, kid.
They said your
Because
name at the
you
end.
could you could see the age of the ride already, and I could see why. It looks so old, but I remember as a kid thinking it was the most coolest shit, realistic ride ever. And when we got there, I was like, it's a bunch of mannequins waving their arms.
No, not just that. It's the part when you fly over the city. When you were younger, we used to be like, "Oh shit, I'm over the city." And then
Yeah,
when you're older, it's like, "What the
yeah,
fuck?"
yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, and then when you get older, you ride over. It's like, dude, it's a bunch of LED lights.
Yeah,
Uh,
The magic is gone when you grow up. That sucks.
I know how this works.
That's why you need the mushrooms.
I haven't been to Universal Studios in a while. Is it pretty
Like,
cool? Have you guys been lately?
The last time I gone, I mean, to be honest, it's been a while, and it was whatever. But the ride I really like going on is the tram because you sit there for 2 hours
Dude, I
and
was
you see
tripping
cool
out
shit.
there.
I love the Disney tram.
That's where my shroom trip died, and the tram ride in Universal Studio. When you went through Dante's Peak and the shit was spinning,
Oh yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
Mummy's Tomb where the shit was spinning, I got dizzy. Luckily, we finished the ride, and I got off, and I just threw up. And right when I threw up, I sobered up. It was weird, dude, because I was tripping hard, and then sober.
Yeah.
It comes out one way, you know what I mean? It's either
Yeah.
up
Sometimes you
and,
just gotta
up and
throw it
down.
up.
Hey, but speaking of mushrooms is like it's ancient, man. It's not like we're doing this now, and it's like a new age thing. But if you look back in history, like mushrooms, like all signs point to take the mushrooms. You know what I mean? And this segues to perfect because I'm trying to talk about games right now. Fucking Super Mario, bro. Take the mushrooms.
Telling
You know
us.
what I mean?
You want to expand your mind? Get on those shrooms.
It's fucking crazy, but yeah, we'll go on this and we'll wrap it up soon. Super Mario. Would you say Super Mario's like as far as like all because there's a shitload of games now and technology
Yeah.
has obviously improved all the games from if you look at like the history of game as far as like an open archive of selection of games. Would you say Super Mario would still be top 3 games out right now? Like, what do you guys say the top 3 games are right now?
As a platformer,
All time.
all time, like as in like right now.
As in right now, back then.
They'd have to be. They're still relevant. They're gonna make a I think they probably finished the Super Mario World in Japan. I think Mario is more iconic. I think he's more recognizable than even Mickey Mouse these days. He's yeah.
I mean, they have a Super Mario Land in Universal Studios. I forgot about that, which is a perfect segue as well.
It's coming next year, right?
In Japan, right? They have it now.
I think they have
and then Hollywood is coming out next year, so I'm gonna get a pass for that shit.
We gotta take mushrooms and go there too.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna take a 1-up mushroom.
Like I'm now.
We'll take the green one.
I'd have to say, yeah, Mario's definitely on my Mount Rushmore of video game characters, and yeah, I feel like every Super Mario game that Nintendo has made, they've made sure like that's like the bread and butter. That's like they crafted so much just tech, gameplay, all into Mario. They've all demonstrated like their hardware at the time using like a Super Mario game. So yeah, for which Super Mario game would be the best? That's an entirely other podcast episode.
Right.
Super Mario, yeah. Definitely a Mario game would have to be in my top 3.
I just asked because you ask top 3 and people have to. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, I have to give it to Pac-Man because Pac-Man was like one of the first video games and shit." And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, there's so many sick ass games you're gonna
There's
waste
a
it on
lot more.
based on just history. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wonder if like I was asking if Mario had that same effect because I feel like Final Fantasy has that same effect because right now it hasn't really been hitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man,
and I'm actually excited to see how this new fight system's gonna be. You don't have to do that turn by turn attack anymore. It's gonna be free range attacks. I want to see how that's gonna turn out because that's something I've always felt like was kind of lame in Final Fantasy. But I played it anyways. But I was always saying, man, this kind of sucks. You gotta do this.
But you played the new Final Fantasy VII, right?
The remake,
um,
right?
I
Remaster.
barely played it to be honest with you because I didn't have time to play it, but I have it, and yeah, I mean, it just felt like a very nice looking Final Fantasy VII.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a way to because they have the traditional fight system. You know
Shut the
the
fuck up!
time-based
Don't
blade.
tell me that because I'm gonna play it now.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's insane.
yeah,
Tell
when
me
you get
it.
a chance.
You can do it.
Yeah, they can. I want to say it's not as it might not. It's pretty close to what you're describing. There's the time based wait your turn, attack the enemy mode, and then there's also the new version of being able to fight where you can move your character around and like do some real time stuff. But you should probably check it out.
Oh,
Make sure that
I need. Oh, I didn't know that was there because
yeah,
now I'm
it's
gonna play it.
there. New fighting system.
Because I played that new, was it Kingdom Hearts? Was it just me? But that shit felt boring as hell. I don't know. Like I was so hyped to play it. I was like, "Fuck yeah! I've been waiting so long for this." And then I started playing it, and I didn't even care to finish it. I was like, "Dude, this game sucks."
How many are there?
This was the fuck three or fourth one of those, but yeah, I was so hyped to play it, but I don't know. I thought it was just me, but my friend, she plays it a lot. And she like loves that series, and she said the same thing. She was like, "No, it sucks. It's boring." I was like, "Wow." I was like, "That sucks." I thought I just grew up, because you're literally playing a Final Fantasy version with Disney characters. I was like, "Damn, was it really this boring?"
when
That
did
But
the
no,
latest,
it just
the latest
sucked.
Kingdom Hearts come out?
What's that?
When did the latest Kingdom Hearts come out?
I think that was back in like
Oh,
2018. Yeah, that was because I remember I got it when I got back from Japan, and
uh,
uh, yeah. So I think 2018 was the most recent one, and I remember just being hyped coming home from Japan, like jet lag, because I'm gonna play this shit all night. I was like, nah, dude, this
I feel
sucks.
like fucking Assassin's Creed's later games. Even Valhalla sucked.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just me. I played Valhalla, and I was like, oh, it was very cool visually, but gameplay wise, it's not. It's not really all there for me.
Yeah, they fell off there. But it was called um they don't they have a in Japan you did the Mario Kart thing?
Yeah, I did. That was pretty dope.
You
And
actually
the whole
compete?
time they
Or
actually tell
is
you,
there like first place?
no, it's not really like racing, but it's more like you have a guide who like and you drive through town with them and it's all cool. It's really just cruising through the city for a little
Okay.
bit. Um, and it's fun. You get to wear these stupid little costumes. It's pretty fun. But the whole time I think it was funny because everyone refers to Mario Kart, but when you go up there, everything that says there, we're not affiliated with Mario Kart. We're not affiliated because they've been they've been getting hit with lawsuits for that.
Where Mario's
And that's why
Kart?
I think yeah, no, and I think they were getting they were on the verge of getting shut down because of that lawsuit. So for the longest time, they've been trying to distance themselves from being called Mario Kart. Even though their fucking costumes are Super Mario. But I was Mega Man. I chose Mega Man. I was like, yo, that's fucking dope. I'm gonna be Mega Man. um, it was cool. I mean, it was definitely an experience. You know, the most random thing, Jarrell. I could tell you this because you know him. But I remember when we were pulling in. at the end of our thing and at the end of our race or whatever you want to call it, I'm taking off my costume and the next group that's going up goes sits down, right? I look at this guy and he looks at me. I was like, no fucking way. What are the fucking odds? But we didn't say anything to each other. But what's his name? Anthony. We Morales or whatever. He was a basketball player.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was the most random thing. I remember just looking. I was like, no one here knows this guy but me, and it's gonna be weird, so I'm not gonna say anything. And we just looked at each other. I was like, yeah, I remember you. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't say anything. I was like, I don't want to say it, and it's just a look-alike. But I was like, that's fucking him.
I said hi to the wrong person one time, so I don't even say anything until someone says something. You know?
That's why. But I knew it was him because like that's him. But I was like, I've had one weird time where I said hi to someone. He's like, I'm not that person. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's such a shitty feeling because you're just like, ah.
I can't wait to bust that out. I'll just be like, no, I don't know who that is. But yeah, let's wrap it up. It's an hour already.
Yeah, man.
All right, golf, mushrooms, and fucking Super Mario.
Yeah. You know what's a fucking good game too? Since we're talking about top games, you guys ever play Star Fox 64?
Star Fox is
Oh
sick.
yeah, I never.
That's definitely one of the top games for me. That shit was I still play that, like, cause you can get that on the Switch now, cause you can get the Nintendo Classics.
Oh,
Dude,
I think
Star Fox 64.
I think Zelda Ocarina of Time stands the test of time. Like,
Oh yeah.
even now, it's still.
I've
would
never
play it still.
played it that much, but I feel like I can say, yeah, that game is super iconic because everyone was about that game. I've never played it personally, but that's something I would have to give honorable mention to because you grew up hearing people say fucking Zelda,
Yeah.
Zelda. Like everyone was playing it.
Yeah.
And I think they got the real-time RPG down first, right?
Really?
Real-time, like as far as like a turn-based RPG, would you say Zelda is kind of RPG-ish?
It has RPG elements. I honestly didn't play that much Ocarina of Time back then. I didn't have a Nintendo 60. I just had a PlayStation. But
Yeah.
I feel like there are definitely a lot of role playing elements, like being able to switch out your weapons. Have characters with hit points, things like that. But turn based, I would have to give that to Final Fantasy. I feel like there have been other turn-based games before Final Fantasy, but I feel like Final Fantasy was at least the most popular series that I know of.
I'm talking about like an RPG with a combat system that's not turn-based. It's kind of real-time. I would say Zelda got it down, right? Would you say?
Yeah,
Like,
Zelda. I mean, yeah, they've been doing that since the first Zelda game.
I'd imagine the combat system in Final Fantasy VII that you mentioned is similar to Breath of Wild. What is it?
Oh, I've heard of Breath of Fire. I've heard of that one. I never played that.
No, I'm talking about the Zelda game, Breath of Wild. Have you guys played it?
Oh no, I haven't.
No, never.
Dude, it's pretty sick. You guys should play that shit.
Yeah.
Is
All
that the
right,
latest
real
Zelda?
quick though. Which one?
Was Breath of the Wild? Is that the latest Zelda game?
I don't know,
Yeah,
but that's
right,
the one
isn't it?
on the Switch, I
Switch?
think. It's on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's the latest one. But yeah, since we're talking about video games, I guess we could close it off on talking about what's your guys' favorite game system of all time and why? Because to be honest, there's been a lot of great systems, and I'll be honest, the PS5, as great as it is, it's not the best to me. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It ain't
really?
the best yet. We don't know yet, but
As far as everything I played, no. I'll start it. My favorite was the N64. Because I remember that controller came out, you're like, whoa, that shit's wild. And then they had and the games were just crazy. Like, they were fun. Like, they had a lot of good. And then you got a rumble pack. You would stick it to the back of your controller so that controller would rumble. Dude, and they had, like, so many great games like Banjo-Kazooie. And, like, one of the best shooters in 007,
yes.
GoldenEye. Then you had all the Super Mario World. What was that? Super Mario 64. All those, and the very first Super Smash Brothers.
What was N64 competing with? Was it PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2?
PlayStation 1 and Sega Saturn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
And the N64 I feel was a Sega Saturn. No, I'm not gonna lie, is definitely a runner up because that shit was ahead of its time.
I do have to give honorable mention to N64 because even though I had PlayStation, I had to get N64. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I have PlayStation, I don't really care about getting Xbox right now. So, but with that said, I don't know, man. I think PlayStation 5 has fucking potential, bro. As far as
it
like
does.
all the consoles go, I think it has more potentials than PS4. I think PS4 and PS3 there wasn't much of a upgrade. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Yeah.
Compare
Well, I
from
mean,
PS2 to
the reason why I
PS3.
chose the N64, I mean, PS5 obviously hands down, but the reason why I chose the N64 is because I think Nintendo has always found a way to make it about video games and playing it, and getting into it. And you're kind of seeing these next gen consoles kind of like measuring their dicks with how great their graphics look, and that's fucking dope. Like the PS5 and Xbox are competing with the best fucking hardware and the best quality and all that, and that's cool. Like, I think that's fucking crazy how these games are getting super realistic.
Yeah.
But Nintendo has always found a way to keep it about the games and getting into it. Because I'll play the Switch and I'll have so much fun with it, just playing stupid shit on that. You know what I mean? But it's fun because you're actually in the game. You feel in the game, and a lot of these games on PS5 and all that feels like you're playing a movie now. And I
Yeah.
think that's what next generation should be, and I think that's what's great for it. But when it comes down to video game play, I think Nintendo kind of has that edge for me just because it's just like, oh, that's cool. You could do that with a controller. You could take it off the screen and take it wherever you go,
Yeah.
on the Switch. So that's what's cool about it. But definitely, I mean, you want to stack it next to a PS5. The PS5 is going to win.
Yeah, so you know what? I was gonna say PlayStation 3, but as far as like you brought up a lot of good points, so I changed my mind. As far as console goes, best console, because like yeah, you PS5, Xbox, like dude, just fucking get a PC. You know, that's what it's gonna evolve into,
Yeah.
anyways.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have one, but the Switch is pretty revolutionary, man. Like the fact that you could just play and just put it on and it goes to the TV, like you can't fucking beat that. And the portable screen is pretty good as far as like the graphics go and the frame rate. I feel like. Is
It's the
there
coolest thing to have on the plane.
is can you play N64 games on the Switch?
You can now because there's a subscription service. They're doing their own thing like PlayStation and Xbox. And you can play Super Nintendo, and N64 games on it, like through their online based stuff. So
So
you can
like
download onto your
time
Switch
out.
and play it wherever you go.
So
Oh.
can I play Conker's Bad Fur Day on the Switch?
If they have it in if they have it in their game list, I'm not sure if it's on there, but
Uh,
I've been playing Star Fox on there. That's why it's been fun. But yeah, I think after this you should go look it up because they have a pretty crazy list of just all these old school games we used to play.
Interesting.
I might have to
Everything.
jump on for Star Fox, man. Star Fox 64. I
Dude,
know.
it's tight and it's so much cooler and on the Switch for some reason. Like I miss holding that N64 controller, but it plays nice on the Switch.
I bet. I
Yeah, there's
bet.
nothing like the N64 controller. Like as
It was
far
the
as your
weirdest
muscle
thing.
memory, there's nothing like that anymore. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, what's your console, Andrew? Let's wrap it up with that.
Shit. I might be biased. I might be blinded by like nostalgia, but I'm like tied between the Super Nintendo and the PlayStation. Like I feel like the Super Nintendo was like the greatest. Oh, for that
Hmm.
that generation, just that for what it could do. I mean, it even started doing like 3D stuff. It was like one of the first consoles to do like sprite rotations and like sprite scaling and things like that. But not just that, but the games were great too. But and the PlayStation, I mean, yeah, Final Fantasy VII and all these other great games. So I just feel like I don't know. I might be more. I might be leaning toward the Super Nintendo more just because of how polished those games were. Not saying that the PlayStation games weren't polished, but because that was that first generation to start going like completely 3D.
Yeah.
And so that era of just you have these high quality 2-dimensional games and then these kind of primitive lower quality 3-dimensional. It just started. So who could you blame for that? But they did well for the tech at that time, and there were some really great games. So yeah, tied between the greatness of Super Nintendo and just how fun the games were on the PlayStation.
Graphics looked real to me back then.
Oh yeah, definitely. Remember when the PS3 first came out? That was like when you're like, oh shit, this is the next generation, because it actually felt like next generation. Because I remember when the PS2 came out, it's like the next generation. It's like, ah man, everyone's still blocky, you know. And then the PS3 came out, and then I got the new Grand Theft Auto on it, Grand Theft Auto 4.
Oh yeah, dude.
I was like, oh, this is crazy.
The new Tony Hawk on when PlayStation 2 came out looked pretty sick too. I was like, damn, this is some new shit right here. But yeah, I think PlayStation 3 was like you could see fucking dust falling and shit. You know what I mean? PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
I remember that was like their selling point. You could see the dust. I was like, wow, we could see the dust.
Oh yeah, when you could see the sweat on football players in Madden back in PlayStation 2, it was like you could see the reflection.
Yeah.
That shit was
yeah.
That used to be the comparison picture in the fucking gaming magazines and shit. You could see the sweat.
Yeah, they still do that shit for 2K. It's like you could see the sweat even more. It's like, wow, dude,
They have
my TV's wet.
They have the real tattoos.
It's like,
damn, we all picked Nintendo. All right, then we got to go fucking Nintendo Land on mushrooms then when it opens up.
Oh,
yep.
I'll see you guys
gonna
there.
have to buy those 1-Up chocolate bars.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys this weekend. Peace out.
All right, later, man.
See y'all this weekend.
Later, guys.
Later.